Picking out a new bow sight these days, I mean, it's getting harder and harder. It really is. As time goes on, more and more manufacturers are bringing out more and more variations of sights, and the lingo changes and the marketing changes. So it's getting harder and harder to keep up. They've got all these new upgrades and features. I mean, is it worth it? Is it not? Truth is, it really just comes down to the shooter, and that's the fun part. The shooter gets to kind of go through and figure out which one's right for them, and being able to see things a little closer, hands-on, it can definitely help. So that's what I like to do. And today I'm going to show you the Viper Venom series sights. These are actually got a lot of cool things to talk about with these guys. So I'm going to start, just to throw this out there, these are made here in the U.S., so that's something I love to mention every chance I get. So props where it's due, for sure. We'll start here. This is the Viper Venom 500. I truly hate to use these types of words to explain a product in archery, but this is sort of their basic level. This is their mid-level, and this is their higher end level sights. So sights are sights. I mean, they all serve as reference points. There's really no such thing as an entry level, in my opinion. It's just basic versions versus more complicated versions, and who needs what and what works best for who. It's all in the shooter's eyes. Anything outside of just the pins and the adjustments is completely personal preference. But again, this is the Viper 500, and straight up, just notice how bright the fiber optics are. They are extremely bright, and that's pretty awesome. And we're actually looking at the size pins here are 0.01, or I'm sorry, 0.015. So kind of that's sort of new. Usually they fall into 0.010, 0.019, or 0.029 for the larger ones. So having a mid size in there is kind of cool. It's actually really right along the size of a perfect, what you would expect to see in like a perfect size pin, and they are bright. So this entire thing, another really cool thing, all of them are, but they are completely 100% machined aluminum. Everything complete, solid as a brick. Couldn't be any sturdier if you tried. It's pretty wild. You definitely don't see that. So the quality's definitely there. The level, it is a right hand left hand sight, so you can flip it to be either or, and the level is completely adjustable too. You just unscrew it, you can pull it out, move it to the bottom, and then you flip it to be a left-handed sight. So that's always a plus. So no toolless features, nothing fancy like that. It just has really good windage and elevation adjustments. All the pins have their own adjustments. So all in all, excellent sight. It does, just like the rest of them, it has an option for a shade, just like that, and you can also get lenses for these sights, which this one actually has. I'll get to that here in a minute. But you can get a lens, put the sunshade on, and you're good. So that's a nice bonus to see in a sight like that. This is their mid-level. This is the Viper Venom 1000, and as you see, it is a 5-pin sporting the exact same extremely bright fiber optics. Those are crazy. I mean, I am under a light source here, so they do make things glow pretty good, but even compared to other sights I've seen, those are glowing. I mean, that's wild. No sight light or anything, and they are just, geez. The fiber optics are protected, but they're still pretty exposed, so that allows them to gather a lot of light, and they just, wow. Same kind of thing. We got solid machine aluminum. It is semi-toolless, which is pretty neat. You can control your elevation just with that wing nut. I'm sorry, your windage with that wing nut, and then you got elevation adjustment right here. You just loosen those up and adjust accordingly, and then you've got individual pin adjustments. Same kind of thing, right hand, left hand, that easy. You just pop your level out, move it to the bottom, and you have turned it into a left-handed sight. This one does have third axis adjustment, so there's a little ball bearing in there, and third axis is kind of complicated, so that's something I will definitely make a video about at some point. But the brief explanation is it allows you to kind of compensate for looking up or down a hill while you're hunting. So a lot of people pay attention to that bubble, and if you have it level, if you go to actually raise it or lower it, the bubble will kind of move to one side or another, kind of giving you the false impression that you might not have the bow held right, so you kind of compensate when there's no need to. So that third axis adjustment is there if need be. So that is the Viper 1000. Awesome sight. Just again, anything made of solid aluminum like that, I mean, I truly think you could run this thing over with a semi truck and it wouldn't damage it at all. It's just wow. And this is their sort of the pro series area, I guess. This is the Viper Venom STXL 5-pin. I actually have this one set up for left-handed right now, just so you can see. I do want to mention this one is also capable of having the shade and the lens, so just keep that in mind. All of them are able to do that, which is always a bonus if you need it to, need it to happen. This one is toolless, so you got a wing nut for both the elevation and the windage. All the pins still have individual adjustments. As you see, I've already moved the level from the top to the bottom in this case. Extremely bright fiber optics. I can't get over that. And just to mention, all the sights here, all of these actually, even down, everything's aluminum down to the pin holders. Look at that. So I mean, just as solid as you could ever. I mean, that kind of blows my mind. I've used these before, but even just looking at them like this, it's still just kind of, it's got a wow factor to it. And the way the pins are set up, I mean, they just glow. Look at that. Sorry, I digress. But that's pretty awesome. But anyway, toolless. You do have a micro adjust feature here, so you would just loosen it up, and every click you turn will make a small adjustment. So instead of loosening it and wiggling it and doing that, it does make life a little easier if you're into micro adjusting stuff. It's always a nice thing to have. It can help, but like I always say, it's not for everybody. But for the people that it is for, they love it. So this is actually the sunshade I was talking about earlier. These screw on and off. Like as you see here, the front of these sights are threaded. Just like that, they all have that. So the shade itself just screws right on the front. And there is a lens down in there. There's different lenses you can get. There's a little O-ring that keeps it from getting too much pressure on it and stuff. But lenses are pretty neat. Again, not for everybody, but the people that I know that use those and have used them, that actually like them and work for them, it has changed their, it's changed the game for them. It just has. It's an acquired taste. So if you're interested in lenses, I would strongly recommend you reading up on it and making sure that they are right for you. I'm really paranoid about cross-threading these, so I take my time when it comes to that. I don't think it's probably, I've never done it or seen it done, cross-threading, I mean, so I don't even know if it can happen, but anytime I go to put something or screw something down to an expensive side, I definitely take my time and make sure I'm not going to be the first to do it. There, you just screw it back in and you're good. And it's really hard to demonstrate just what it is that the lenses do without actually seeing it in person, but they do obviously magnify, and it can help. So definitely consider that if you're in the market for it. Again, all machined aluminum, third axis adjustment, everything. Right hand, left hand, just top to bottom. So you can flip these stickers too. If you're a lefty, you can flip it over to make it look better. But yeah, this is the Viper series sight. We have these on options on a lot of our packages, so I wanted to take this chance to sort of talk about all three of the ones we carry at once. Strongly recommend considering them. As you see, they're good stuff. They are high quality, U.S. made. I mean, the work. So definitely check them out if you're in the market for a new sight. Consider them. See if they're right for you. There's really no complaints here. No legitimate. I've sold a lot of these. I've never had a legitimate complaint about them. Everybody loves it. I've said it a million times. I'm a huge fan of black and red color schemes, and they're sporting it. So I mean, down to the cosmetics for me, they're pretty awesome. So Viper 500, Viper Venom 500, Viper Venom 1000, and then you got the Viper Venom STXL 5-pin, 4-pin, 5-pin, 5-pin. So just check them out and see if they're right for you. Thanks for watching.